You're watching the Community MMA.
Umar Nurmagomedov. This guy is 15-0. He's in the main event, and he's taking on a tough Brazilian with good takedown defense. This will really test him in Raoni Barcelos. In the bantamweight division at UFC Fight Night, you got Umar Nurmagomedov coming in at a perfect 15-0, taking on the veteran Raoni Barcelos, who comes in at 17-3. Now, Umar has a 1-inch height advantage at 5'8". He's got a 2-inch reach advantage, 69-67. Both guys fight right-handed. But here's where things get interesting, because Barcelos is a very active fighter, landing 5.8 significant strikes per minute to 4.4 for Umar. But the takedown average in favor of Umar, big time. He lands about 5 takedowns over the course of 3 rounds, where Barcelos lands about 1.5 over the course of 3 rounds, or really 1 every 2 rounds. Now, digging deeper into Nurmagomedov first, 0% takedown defense. It's because he hasn't needed it. Beating Nate Maness by decision, Brian Kelleher submission, and Sergey Morozov submission. So he's got 9 takedowns, hasn't given up 1, and his opponent haven't even had time to get a takedown. Even against Nate Maness, he had 3 takedowns. He led 74-2 in significant strikes. The guy is absolutely dominating his opponents. But the reason why he's fighting Raoni Barcelos is because Barcelos 93% takedown defense. So if he can stop and this is why Barcelos wins 85% of the time, because he can stop the takedowns and he lands 5.8 significant strikes per minute. And they're going to want to see how Umar does against a guy that can defend the strengths of Umar, right? He can stop the takedowns and he can outstrike them. So we'll see how this matchup goes, is what the UFC is saying. In his last fight, he beat Trevin Jones by decision. Before that, he lost to Victor Henry and Timur Valiev. Prior to that, he won several fights in a row, 5 to be exact, in the UFC against Khalid Taha. He did beat Said Nurmagomedov, Carlos Houchen, Chris Gutierrez, and 1 other to win 5 in a row at that time. So, Umar is looking really good. Barcelos is good as well, but, he's not nearly as good as Umar. I mean, he may put up a little fight at the beginning, but I fully expect Umar to get a takedown at some point, utilize the ground and pound. If he can't get a takedown, this is going to be a problem for him. So I'm banking on the fact that he gets a takedown here and gets a submission or the ground and pound against a very good ground defender in Raoni Barcelos. But I think Nurmagomedov runs right through it to move to 16-0. I want to see him get the submission here. That's what I'm banking on. 16-0 with the win, in my opinion. Bantamweight division, UFC Fight Night. Yeah, so Umar will pass a test. That's what I believe will happen. And it's a very tough test, because the guy that he's fighting has a 93% takedown defense. I mean, it's ridiculous. And if Barcelos can really defend the takedowns against Umar and keep it standing, he's got a major advantage. And that's the key to victory for Raoni Barcelos. Keep the fight standing, where, you land more significant strikes per minute. And that's the key to beating Umar. But of course, that's much easier said than done.